kid in the 800, the Elite 800 at East Coast Invitational. I'm going to delete their whole, all their info. Deborah is San Jose. Bridget. But I feel like that. Oh, yeah, I know it's not Brandon. I hope Brandon doesn't sabotage. He does Miles Stat. Also affiliated with yeah, yeah, I do. Oh, well, oh, really? Hopefully, put him on, put him the line. Take the time. Because it starts off the wrong line. Okay. Yeah. The thing is, I never did a nitty gritty of this. You know, so technically close to it.
So get yourself a couple strides on the turn. You guys trying to figure, you guys know what lane you're in, so go in your
Yeah,
lane.
well,
Do the same. So
he's copied it. Oh, because I was trying to come up with something. Yeah, it wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Does that go live? Any people in there? And we 5? Okay. Jeff, we can test the volume whenever you want.
Right now?
Yeah, can you test the volume, Allie? Did you got your earbuds in?
This one, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Ready? State coaches invite. Testing. 1, 2, 3. State coaches invitational. January 23rd. Mstca. Bay State running. Marathon sports. State coaches invitational. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Could you hear? Yeah. Burn that shirt. Burn it. And put the polo in with it too. Then you have no clothes. Go again. State coaches invite. Testing. 1, 2, 3. State coaches. January 23rd, Saturday. Sponsored by the MSTCA, Bay State Running, Marathon Sports. State coaches. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing. MSTCA State Coaches Invitational. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Think it's good? last one. Probably going to be the biggest one. We actually will have actual new meat shirts for that one. It's trying to work, trying to not work.
Selling spikes, you can buy those in the store.
Yeah. Steal today.
You asked my daughter, when are the spikes going to be in the store?
Well, those are all crusted
Yeah,
with rubber bullets.
I enjoy it. That's why I usually make my kids fly anyhow. I can't wear spikes at Reggie.
Can you swap the field event screen in the second? I have to do that every now and then. Can you put a thumbnail on the YouTube field event screen? So, well, let me give you a thumbnail. So go to davemartin.com. All events, put that up there. Let's try to.
Do you want me to tweet it out? You want me to tweet out both links, Chuck?
We'll do a screenshot.
want me to tweet out both links?
Yes, that'd be great. Try to put that on there. And then I have to put links on. I might have to get in that computer for a second.
So I turned this all the way down, and I can still hear our stop flag.
You gonna send anything over? No. Just drop them both to the left. Won't hurt. What should I do here? This is another thing that I gotta do. Steam is on. What time we got? 9:38. in the field event stream. I don't know why. If you can pump that a few times.
You good for 10 o'clock, or are you going to...
Yeah, we're good. You good for 10, right? All right, 9:52.
You almost didn't make it back up.
Story of my life.
We're live, so don't say anything.
Is that a challenge?
No. I should have told you that right when you got over here.
What time's the last race?
About 1 o'clock. 1:04. Supposedly. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Mstca State Coaches Invitational. January 23rd, Saturday, here at the Haas Center at Wheaton College in Norton, Massachusetts. This is Coach Shep on the mic. I'll be announcing for you all day long. Feel free to hit up the chat if you have any questions today. If we could get a quick mic check, if you guys can let us know if you can hear us loud and clear in that chat, we would appreciate that. We're going to start off this morning with the girls 300 at 10 a.m., followed by the boys 300. And then we have all our usual Massachusetts indoor events. Next week we'll be offering the off events as well. So we'll pretty much have everything on the oval: 200, 300, 400, 600, 800, 1,000, mile, 2 mile. That will be the final meet of the Mstca middle season series. Girls 300. Seeded heats are first today. It's going to be, top seed will be Jolene Murphy in lane 5 with a 39.60. Then we have Sadi Heedley Mawazi in lane 6. Savannah Pinata, lane 4. Carrie O'Connor, lane 3. And Lily Cooper, lane 2. So that is our seeded girls 300. All eyes will be on Jolene Murphy in lane 5. Just waiting on someone to let me know that you can hear us loud and clear in the chat. Appreciate that. Already had a question, who's in the boys mile. I'll take a look and let you know the top names in the boys mile later on today. We got Andrew Cabral, Kyle Sarney, Tabin Maniok, and we got Nick Lalitri as well. So we got a pretty good boys mile later on today. Just about ready to get started here in a few minutes. We have some strong races today, like we've had in the last couple weeks, and I'm sure next week will be our biggest one of all. The Mstca Cup could be the last indoor race for a while in Massachusetts. So if you were looking to get a race in and you haven't yet, it could be your last chance next Saturday for the Mstca Cup. Appreciate the comments. Glad you can hear us loud and clear here. I attached the field event live stream. If you were looking for the field events, that's a separate link. If you wanted to check out the shot put and the long jump today, and possibly the high jump a little bit later. Like I said, next week at the Mstca Cup, the final meet, we will be offering the 200, the 300, the 400, the 600, the 800, the 1,000, the mile, the 2 miles. So pretty much any event you could possibly want to run or compete in, we'll have that for you next week. Potentially the last indoor track meet for a while in Massachusetts, with no clear place to run for the near future. So we hope to see a lot of you, some new faces next week. We'll run through the seeded girls 300 one more time as we are about to get started here. Lane 2 is going to be Lily Cooper. Lane 3, Carrie O'Connor, who has pretty much run every event we've offered in the Mstca series. Savannah Pinata, Lane 4. Jolene Murphy, the athlete to watch, I believe out of Peabody. And Sadi Heedley Mawazi in Lane 6. If you're looking for a fun way to stay motivated in the month of February, we're offering the Big Chill Challenge. You can do it individually. You can compete with teammates, coaches. Doesn't have to be track athletes. If other sports are looking to stay fit in February, we'll have that. I'll put that link up in a little bit, but we'll also post it on our Twitter, the Big Chill Challenge in February. Good way to stay motivated in those cold winter months. All right, we are on the track. Seeded girls, 300. Carrie O'Connor, Lane 3. From Milford is Jolene Murphy. Lane 5 with the pink socks. Lane 6, Sadi Heedley Mawazi. We're about to get started here, kicking off the 2021 Mstca State Coaches Invitational, sponsored by Bay State Running and Marathon Sports. Appreciate you all joining us this morning. As always, we'll be bringing out results for you. I'll be giving you top threes throughout the day. We'll also be tweeting out the full results as well. Murphy is seated at 39.60. Although it's a flat track, maybe we can see her give that a push this week. That'd be a treat to start the day off. Clean start here, and the girls seated 300 will be running fast to slow all day. That is Murphy out quick, almost making up the stagger on Heedley Mawazi. it's going to be all Murphy hitting the final turn onto the straightaway. Late charge by Lily Cooper. Excuse me, late charge by Savannah Pinata. But it's Jolene Murphy, as expected here, in the top heat of the 300. Section 2, Lane 2, Amanda Broussard. Lane 3, Marielle Goganian. Lane 4, Isabella Tomic. Lane 5, Annabelle Biggs. And Lane 6, Dado Nasso, Section 2 of 4 in the girls' 300-meter run. Out pretty quick in lane 6 is Dado Nasso, trying to track her down. Annabelle Biggs in lane 5. They are well ahead of the field early here, trying to make up some ground is Marielle Goganian in lane 3. Goganian looks like she's making a hard push here with some fresh legs at the end. She's going to go screaming by Nasso. She's going to take Section 2 of the girls' 300 run, followed by Nasso and Marielle Goganian. Excuse me, Annabelle Biggs. Boys 1K is going to go off about 10:40, and the boys mile is going to go off right in the 11:40 range. Section 3, Lane 2, Amanda McKinnon out of Marshfield. She got a busy day ahead of her. Lane 3, Heather Kurland. Lane 4, Haley Tolson. Lane 5, Gabriella Bacocci. And Lane 6, Savannah Vargas. Section 3 is off. That's Vargas. That looks to be ahead of the field, but Haley Tolson and Gabrielle Bacocci trying to close hard. Haley Tolson looks like she's taking over the lead, and that's going to be Haley Tolson for the heat win. Final section here. If I see this correctly, we're going to have Samira Moody, who was actually entered at no time, which is unfortunate because it would have been a good race between her and Jolene Murphy. She's going to be in lane 3. Grace Russell, Ava D'Ambrosio, and Paulina Skaronska. But Samira Moody could be your meet winner today from this heat. We'll see if she can challenge Jolene Murphy's time. Unfortunate we didn't get to see them race. And that is Samira Moody flying by the competition as expected here, not the heat that she belonged in. Looks smooth on the back straightaway. All on time now to see if she can take down Jolene Murphy from that seeded section. Moody wins section 4 and potentially the meet. We'll keep you posted on that once we get results. We're going to have 6 sections of the boys 300. Seeded section first. In the seeded section is going to be Stephen Irving, Alex Landry, Adonis Garcia, Jacob Cow out of Acton Boxborough, and Matthew Long of Ashland. Everybody is seated at 36.50 or better. Jacob Cow has that top seed at 35.06 that I believe he ran last winter. So flat track, but we could still see some pretty quick 300 times out of this loaded heat. And we're off. I would expect this to be a tight finish. Looks like that's Kyle already making up the stagger on long. We'll see how he responds. Kyle racing in a classic blue t-shirt. And he is all alone out front. Alex Landry is trying to make a hard push. It'll be a tight finish for second, but it's all Kyle. In about 34 high, 35 low. Really an impressive race by Jacob Kyle. All right, section 2, we have Drew Rennell, Jack Rennell, the twins. They've been impressive, improving each week. Caden Nobrega, Aiden Britt, and Connor Gilmore. Section 2 of the boys 300. Clean start here. Looks like that's Caden Nobrega moving into the lead. Trying to hang tight on him is Connor Gilmore, but it's going to be Nobrega, Gilmore, and Britt. 1, 2, 3 in about 37 mid. Section 3, lane 2, Tyler Lindmark. Lane 3, Caden Riley. Lane 4, Dennis Lee. Lane 5, Brian Goutreau. And lane 6, Michael Long. Everybody's seated at a low 38 in this heat. Should be a tight one. Girls and boys 600 will be on the track next. It's always nice to have clean starts here. Nobody's here to be DQ'd. That's Michael Long, who I assume is brother to Matthew Long. But taking over the lead now is Caden Riley, I believe. Well, that might have been Dennis Lee. Okay, section 4, Cole Patterson, Leo Chipa, Rowan Hodgson, Jack Taylor, and Chris Morales. Another heat with similar seed times, so should have a tight race. Oh, we got a double shot. I think I jinxed that. My comments on the last start. Hopefully we, maybe just a warning here. Shout out to Coach H in the chat. Not here physically today, but always here in spirit and in the chat. What's going on, Coach H? All right, we're going to get a restart here. Chris Morales out in lane 6, well ahead of the field. It's going to win this heat, just depends on how quick. Section 5, lane 2, Mario Tomic. Lane 3, Lucas Fadden. Lane 4, Ethan Rebel. Lane 5, Joel Lasoma. In lane 6, Tyler Sermon. Everybody seated at either 39 or 40 in the section 5 of 6. Pretty quick start for Tyler Sermon out in lane 6. Joel Lasoma trying to track him down, as well as Ethan Rebel. Hitting the straightaway first is Sermon. We are going to have a late charge by Ethan Rebel. Might be too little, too late. Just misses out at the tape. Tyler Sermon takes the win. Final section, Hayden Pike, Kelly DeSimone, Mike Palazzola, Cooper Johnson, Sean Conrad, and Nolan McHugh in our final section of the boys 300. Hope you're feeling better now, Coach H. Final section is a clean start. Have some guys chasing some PRs here. Running well is Sean Conrad. Now that's Hayden Pike that has taken over the lead all the way from the inside lane. He's definitely going to take this heat in about 38 high, maybe 39 flat. All right, girls 600. We have Emily Burdick, Gabriella Bicocci, Ava Lovolo, the talented sophomore out of Marshfield, Ashlyn Witt, of course, Michaela Page, who's been running well recently, 250 in change in the 1,000 a couple weeks ago, and she ran a 2:12.800 down in Virginia. Jenna Gilman, also in the race, lane 6. So Michaela Page will be the athlete to watch here out of Tewksbury, the North Carolina commit. Seems like she's definitely been using a lot of these meets for training purposes. But as we saw in the 1,000 and the 800 last week, she is starting to round into form. I would imagine she will be closer to 130. Final results of the girls 300. Samira Moody did win from that other heat in 40-43, just edging Jolene Murphy in 40-52. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see that head-to-head matchup. Savannah Pinata finished third in 41-20. Kayla Page out early here. Boys 300, Jacob Cow in 34-78 on the flat track with a mask on. What a performance by the Acton Boxborough athlete. Matthew Long 36-03 and Alex Landry 36-32 finished in third. It's all Michaela Page here early. See if we can see what she comes through the 400 in. In about 61 flat. Kayla Page hitting the backstretch. All right, Michaela Page here for the win in the girls 600 in a time of about 134 flat. Second section of the girls 600, Naomi D'Souza, Anna McKilney, Anna Casey, Sarah DeVista, Catherine Dacey, and Elise Christie. So pretty flying 300s today. Hopefully we'll see more races like that in the 3 and the 4 next week. I think Jacob Cow just showed that you can still run fast on a flat track. It's flat, but this Wheaton track is really nice. Got no hit numbers here. At least I can't see them from my angle, so I'm having a hard time seeing who is leading. Our top seed was Catherine Dacey coming in. Three girls across here, all bunched up, heading into the bell lap. All right, we are already off here in the boys seeded 600. Eli Harmon, Mamadou Chamo, Cole Harris, Andrew Howard, Jovan Joseph, and Caleb Dean. Imagine that Jovan Joseph has the top seed, I believe. Out really quick and taking charge is Cole Harris. Comes in with just a 129 seed time, but he's out in 26 high, followed by Eli Harmon. And Joseph is sitting in third, Dean on his shoulder. At some point, I would imagine we're going to see a move from Jovan Joseph. Dean is still there. I believe he won the 800 a couple weeks ago. Slowing down up front, so now it's time for Joseph and Dean to move on this final lap. Got to imagine they're going to go right around Harmon and Harris. Top time so far in the 6 in our series is 1:24.11 by Clay McDonald. And now Joseph has taken over the lead. Dean follows suit. We're going to have a matchup here going into the final straightaway between Jovan Joseph and Caleb Dean out of Brockton. And they had plenty left in the tank. Joseph comes screaming in for a time of 1:26. Looks like maybe a little left in the tank. Maybe could have gone on that second lap and been closer to the 124 high, 125 low range. But a win nonetheless. Second heat of the boys 6. And final heat, Brian Aruda, Michael Gerfin, Charlie Mills, Riley Tremblay, Logan Tracia, and Noah Hurd. Top seed time in here is Logan Tracia with a 132. I believe that is Tracia, Logan Tracia. Came in with a 132. He was out in 26 high, 27 low. Gonna hit the full 100 at about 56, so he's flying right now. If he can keep his composure and hold his form through this final lap, this would be a monster PR for Logan. Looks like he's tying up a little bit. Probably quicker than he anticipated going out in. I would imagine he's still going to be close to 130 if he can just hold on. 129. Nice race by him from the unseeded heat to break 130. We're going to move right into the girls' 1,000. Bella Petrowicz out of Norton, Emma Carroll, Kerry O'Connor, once again doing every event that we offer. Emma Ford of Natick, Paige Joyce of NDA, Shay Podbelski, and Anna Long in this seeded girls' 1,000. Off here in the seeded girls' 1,000. That's Shea Podbelski on the outside leading, and Bella Petrowicz on the inside leading. See where they are when they collide. Final results of the girls 600. Michaela Page was your winner, 134.53. Ashlyn Witt, second, 140.07. And Ava Lavolo in third with a 141.95. That's Bella Petrowicz leading. Shea Podbelski behind her. And about a 20-meter gap back to Emma Ford. Joe Van Joseph won the boys 600 in 126.66. Caleb Dean was second in 127.20. And Eli Harmon finished third in 128.48. Oh. Bella Petrowicz looks strong. She is now pulled away from Shea Podbelski. Emma Ford trying to move up in third. She's going to go after that sub-3 today. She's going to have to do that on her own. About 147 through 600 meters. So she's cooking. It's all Bella out of Norton. Podbelski in second, Ford in third. That's now Paige Joyce moving up. She's going to hit the 800 in 2:23. She's going to need a 37 last lap to give sub-3 a run.
That's a good.
Here we go. See if she can get it. Final straightaway. Bella Petrowicz holding her form. It's going to be close. She's fighting. 2:59. I think she just got it. We won't know until the results come out. It was right at 2:59 high. But that's just what the clock says. That's not the... It's not always the final say. In second place ended up being Shea Podbelski. I think she just got it. She was fighting. It's going to be really close. All right, second section here of the girls' 1,000. It's going to be Erin Shipos, Sophia Lavolo out of Marshfield, Molly Kremen, Bianca Greco, Kieran Dooley, Erin Podbelski, Haley Slattery, and Caitlin Barnes. Lavolo coming down from her usual mile or 2 mile. Interesting to see her in the unseated heat here, so I would imagine she will maybe be happy with second for now, maybe make a move later on. We've already split up into 2 races in this second section of the 1,000. 4 athletes at front, and about a 15-meter lead between the 4th and the 5th. Strung out, which can mean a quick pace. Leading right now is Erin Shipos, Sophia Lavolo in second. They both came in with 3:20 seed times. Next closest was a 3:29, so this is kind of what we expected these two to break away. They could have easily been in that seeded heat. Shipos and Lavolo, 1-2 here in the unseeded section of the girls' 1,000. A little bit of a gap now has grown between Shipos and Lavolo. Let's see if she can get back on her shoulder with 400 meters to go. And that is Lavolo now making a hard move. We should have a little bit of a battle here. Now Shipos back to the lead, coming into the bell lap at 2:40. So they should be quicker than their seed times. Should be sub 3:20 as long as they can close well here. Like it's going to be Shipos unless Lavolo can make a hard charge here on the last straightaway. They came in with 3:20 seed times, and they're going to be right at their seed time of 3:20 and 3:21. Seeded boys 1,000 next up on the track. It's going to be Dylan Whalen, Henry Jordan, Joe Chalafo, Andrew Manassi, Bronson Doobie, Michael Oliva, Isa Kabundi, and Will Benoit. Top seed is not an accurate seed time, so it's a bunch of guys chasing sub 240 here. All right, and here we are, the seeded boys 1,000. After these two races, we will move to the straightaway for the girls and boys 55 and 60 meter high hurdles. It's all Henry Jordan early here, followed by Kabundi and Oliva. A little bit of a gap back from Jordan to Kabundi. Final of the girls' shot put. Mackenzie Gingras 34-2. Julia Tillamari, 33-6. And Aaliyah Elaine, 32-4. Girls 1,000. Bella Petrowicz agonizingly just misses sub 3 flat .06. Shea Podbelski, 3:10.63. And Emma Ford for third, 3:11.12. Brutal. I thought she got it.
Valley.
All right, still Henry Jordan out in front. Moving up on him is Bronson Doobie of Shepherd Hill. Benassi making a move as well. They are coming up on Jordan with the bell last. So all that early leading hasn't done much for Jordan because everybody's back in it. Jordan still trying to hold these guys off. Benassi making a hard move, trying to get him before the turn, and Benassi does get him just before the turn, and he looks strong. Can Jordan react? Doesn't seem like it. It's going to be Benassi for the Heat win in about 2:41 mid. Jordan and Will Benoit finishing 2-3.
Allison, gotta do a merchandise thing. Keep it on now.
Second heat of the boys' thousands going to be Michael Henriquez, Colin Ozturk, Ian Pereira, Gino DeVito, Sean Wynn, Dylan Fletra, and Ryan Fletra.
Okay, cut away. Allie, do you go on all the heat numbers, like how many heats and stuff?
What?
Do you know how many heats of everything? No. Okay. You want to take a picture of those sheets? Maybe when we switch this
Early on here, that's Ian Pereira doing the leading. We're about 35 seconds to that first 200. Getting a little clumped up here, and that's now Sean Wynn to the lead, followed by Colin Ozturk. And that's Ozturk through the 600 in about 147. Followed by, Ozturk is in second now. That is Sean Wynn leading the charge. Ozturk in second, Pereira in third. Wynn all by himself, hitting the bell lap. Just racing against time, trying to chase a PR. going to be win for the Heat win in about 2:54. We'll have a little bit of break here before we get on the track for the straightaway for the hurdles. We'll be back with you soon.
I'm going to turn this down, right?
Looks like I just missed some of the top heats here, the girls' hurdles. Final of the boys' 1,000 meters. Andrew Benassi took the win in 241.66 from Reading. Henry Jordan of Seekonk, 242.45. And Will Benoit, 242.61 was your third place finisher. We will have these 55-meter hurdle results for you. This is the second section. Amanda McKinnon, section 2. Ellie Driscoll, heat 4, rather. Lane 4. Aaliyah Lane, lane 6. All these athletes looking to be sub 10. It's going to be McKinnon on the inside lane at about 9 high, I would imagine. Final section, the girls' 55-meter hurdles, Grace Prucher, Ashley Milne, and Grace Russell. Once we finish up these hurdle races, we'll have the girls and boys mile on the track with some fast races and big names ahead in both the girls and the guys race. So miles could take the cake for the most exciting races and fastest races on the day, depending on how they shake out. Okay, that's it for the hurdles for the girls. Boys hurdles up next with some familiar faces. Jordan Emile, Sean Golubowski, Harrison Prucher, and Joel Lasoma. 3 have gone under 8 and 1 is chasing. right, fast heat. Ooh, that is a tight finish by our top 3 athletes. We'll have to wait to see when the results come out. I couldn't tell from across the track. Second section, Sean Galvo, Cameron Ventura, William Isle, and Ryan Riazzi, all in the mid-8s. Nice shot today.
Thank you.
Yeah.
See you next week.
Section of 4. The boys 55-meter hurdles. And like I said, then we get some big time races on the oval and the mile. All right, we got another tight one here. Oop, hit the hurdle right at the end. It looks like that was lane 2, Jean Galvo. Once we have those results for you, we'll let you know who won that seeded race. Third section, Sawyer Garrett, Ricardo Concalves, and Ethan Fagundes. Another clean start. Looks like that might have just been a practice gun there. All right, now we have a clean start. Another tight finish. That might have been Ethan Fagundes out in lane 6.
final section, Declan Mick, Abraham Yuso, and Benjamin McKiernan. Should have those results to you relatively soon, because we had a lot of tight races that were tough to tell by the blind eye. I don't have the greatest vantage point over the finish line from where I'm sitting. I'll give you a little teaser of who's coming up in this girls' mile. Bethany Steiner of Millis, Nicole Dunbury of Brockton, Carmen Luisi of Holliston, the talented freshman, Mia Costa of Walpole, Michaela Hafford, Olivia Pickett, Adrian Christie of Martha's Vineyard, and Shannon Bresnahan. So we have some sub 5:10 potential out of this group. And who knows what the freshman from Holliston is capable of. I believe this is her first track race, but she had a sensational fall season. So it could be interesting. Who's going to go take the lead and see if it's a hot pace early. Steiner, the Syracuse commit. Dunbury, I believe, just committed to Northeastern. And in that final section, out of lane 2, Declan Mick takes the win. Loaded girls' mile. Up next on the oval. Teaser for the boys' mile. We'll have Andrew Cabral, Kyle Sarney, Jack Pereira, Tabin Manioc, and Nick Calitri. All have run low 4:30 or under. So some exciting miles on the track. We'll go through that lineup one more time. Bethany Steiner, Nicole Dunbury, Carmen Luisi, Mia Costa, Michaela Hafford, Olivia Pickett, Adrian Christie, and Shannon Bresnahan. I would imagine it's going to be a 4-girl race. Steiner, Dunbury, Luisi, and Costa. That's just my educated guess or uneducated guess, depending on how you look at it. Final results of the girls' 55-meter hurdles. Peyton Rollins in 8.50. Cece Labonte 9.70, and third place is Heather Kurland, 9.76. Boys, Jordan Emile, 7.87, Harrison Prucher, 7.89, and Sean Galambuski, 7.99, finishes third, all three under 8 seconds. 60-meter hurdles was Peyton Rollins. It's impressive. She came back to run a 9.28. And we're off here in the seated girls' mile. It's going to be Steiner right to the front, followed by Luisi, Dunbury, and Costa as expected. Steiner has decided to bring the pacing duties to the track, followed by Costa, Luisi, Dunbury. I believe that was Hafford, also on the train. Single file. Should mean quick. Coming up on 400 meters, and we're at 75, 76, so about 5:0 low, 5 pace. So we're not messing around here today. We'll see how some of these girls fare with that quick pace. I would imagine that the 4 that we talked about are going to break away. And right as I say that, there has a gap forming between them and Pickett. Steiner, Costa, Dunbury, the freshman Luisi from Holliston. Steiner means business today. Can anybody go with her? Dunbury has moved into second. Luisi falling back a little bit. .800 meters in 2:34, so we've slowed down a little bit. Still sub 5:10 pace. We'll see if any of the girls behind Steiner get antsy. We know Costa has the ability. Getting a little bunched up behind Steiner. Maybe Steiner's expecting someone to go help out with the pace. That may allow Luisi to get back into it. See if anybody makes a move on this straightaway, and it's Dunbury to the lead. And it looks like Costa may follow her. We'll see how Steiner reacts. Looks like Costa still wants to make a move. We'll see if she does anything on this straightaway. The pace has slowed down a bit after a screaming early pace. But Dunbury looks strong up front. Costa in second, Steiner in third. Luisi holding on. In fifth is Hafford. Looks like that early pace did break a few of the athletes behind, as they were probably well ahead of a pace that they've ever gone out in a mile. So it's still Dunbury. But it looks like Costa really wants to make a move soon, and she does right now on the turn. Doesn't wait for the straightaway. She's going to see if she can break this thing wide open. They'll have the bell lap coming up next. Costa, Dunbury, Steiner, who did all the pacing through the first 800. Luisi, Hafford. Looks like it's going to be a 2-girl race, as there has been a gap now forming behind them, with Steiner falling off the pace. But we're in for a good one with Costa and Dunbury about to hit the bell lap at the same time in 4:36. And they are turning on the jets now. Costa is breaking away from Dunbury. Let's see if she can do anything about that. Backstretch. Costa looks strong. Dunbury trying to hold on. Steiner on her toes. I don't think anybody's going to catch Costa today. Let's see how quick this mile is. Oh, and Dunbury with the late charge coming out of nowhere. And it's going to be Dunbury for the win in about 5:10. Great race by the Northeastern commit. I gotta imagine that's a big PR for Dunbury, or right around it. Well, the seeded girls 1 mile didn't disappoint. Let's see where the boys brings us after we have an unseeded heat of the girls. That includes Lauren Joyce, Hannah Bradbury, Caitlin Bird, Kylie Marion, Johanna Holmes, Tegan Hodges, Sienna Proterowicz, Meredith Riley, and Casey Cora. thought Costa had that wrapped up, and Dunbury found an extra gear on that last 60, 50 meters. All right, here we go. Unseeded girls mile. Still some strong athletes in here who just missed the seeded. Lauren Joyce is seated at a 5:35. Hannah Bradbury at 5:39. So expect those two athletes to try and push the pace here early. And it is Bradbury and Joyce leading the charge early on here. Bradbury in the lead, Joyce in second. Almost everybody still in this thing. Also there up front is Caitlin Bird. Those three have broken away from the pack here early on. Looks like it was Nicole Dunbury in 5:11.22, Mia Costa second, 5:11.49, and Bethany Steiner in third, 5:18.70. So not too far off PRs there. We did have some slow laps in the middle. Bradbury and Joyce. 1-2 here. I believe we're coming up on 800 meters. And we are. We're going to hit that in about 2:49. Hannah Bradbury doing all the work up front. Lauren Joyce trying to hold on. That's Bird and Johanna Holmes in third and fourth, respectively. Kylie Marion back there in fifth. Little bit of a gap growing between Bradbury and Joyce. She's trying to hang tough. Nothing's changed. Hannah Bradbury continues to lead, followed by Lauren Joyce. We're going to hit the bell lap here, and unless Joyce can make a hard push, looks like it's going to be Hannah Bradbury's heat win. Just running against the clock now. All right, seated boys mile. Andrew Cabral of Seacon, Kyle Sarney of Oliver Ames, Jack Pereira of New Bedford, Tabin Maniak, Nick Cletry of Franklin, Aiden Nadeau, Joe Carroll of Cohasset, Luke Llewellyn, and Wyatt Burr. So we should have quite the race here. Hopefully just as exciting as the girls' race was. Not messing around here in the all black kit is Andrew Cabral. Tabin Maniak, who we've seen a lot of recently, is in second, Sarney third, and Calitri sitting in fourth. But it seems to be a quick pace out of the gates. Pereira sits in fifth, but we're single file now, and there's no reason for anybody to make any moves because it is not slow. Final results of the girls' mile. Officially, Nicole Dunbury, 5:11.22, Mia Costa, 5:11.49, and Bethany Steiner, 5:18.70. That's Cabral, Maniak, and Sarney. A little bit of a gap between Calitri. This is his first race. We haven't seen much of him early on. He may have just been training. Now trying to get his feet wet in our kind of makeshift season here. 137 through 6. The only one going with Cabral right now is Maniak. We haven't seen Cabral in a couple weeks, and looks like he's been doing some training. See what they hit the 800 in. Like I said, Maniak is the only one that has gone with Cabral. They're going to hit the 8. Sarni, we know he has a big kick if he can hang in it. They hit the 8 in about 2:11. So we're on 4:22 pace through 800 meters. Cabral looks good. Tabin looks like he's fighting a little bit. Sarni and Calitri a little ways back. And there is a little bit of gap now between Cabral and Maniac, the freshman at Fitchburg State. Andrew Cabral, the senior out of Seekonk. I believe his mile is somewhere in the 4:25 range. Maybe 4:24. I'm sure Jacob Dubin's going to let me know what it is in the chat in a second. I believe it's 4:25. So he was on that pace. We're going to hit 1,200 meters in 3:18. 2 laps to go. Maniac is still there. Sarni a bit of a ways back. Cabral still looks strong in first, knowing that he's only got a lap after this. But look at Maniac, still hanging tough. Can Maniac make this a race with a lap to go? Cabral looks a little fatigued for the first time. 3:53 at the bell. We would need a low 30 to stay in that 4:25 range. Maniac is going to make a late push here. Here we go. We have a race. Cabral, Maniac. Senior versus college freshman. Oh, we had a little trip up there. Not sure what happened. It's going to be Maniac for the win in about 4:26. 4:28 for Cabral. We had a little bit of action on that turn. Not sure. That's 4:32 for Sarni and Calitri. Joe Carroll coming in hot, sub 4:40, 4:39. Just a while ago, that man was chasing sub 5. Now he's a sub 4:40 guy. Second heat, boys mile. Michael Oliva, Ezekiel Alvarez, Jack Collins, Rith Prakash, Kyle Kwiatek, Ryan Wallace, Ben Wallace, Finn Riley out of Nauset, Odin Moore, and Paul Wisnaskis out of Norton, coming way up to the mile. The 400-meter specialist working on some endurance before the outdoor season.
Good job out there.
Thank you.
Come here, Zeke. Get up there.
We're going to have 3 sections here of the boys mile. This is section 2 of 3. Then we'll be back on the straightaway for a little while with the 55-meter and 60-meter dashes before we head to a couple 2 miles and then all the 4x200 relays. That's Finn Riley out of Nauset, leading the second heat here. Behind him is Odin Moore. Oliva has now moved into third. Wisnaskis up there as well. I believe he ran a 125 600 meter PR last week. Not sure if this is his first mile ever. Sub 5 would be pretty impressive. It's Finn and Oliva up in front. Still about 6 athletes in the mix. Riley, Oliva. That's Alvarez now making a move. Getting a little bunched up behind Finn Riley. Alvarez getting antsy. That's Jack Collins in second. This is when Alvarez makes his move. He's held off again, so Alvarez keeps trying to make moves, but he's waiting until the turns. And he's going to slingshot off this turn into the lead for the first time today. Collins goes with him. Finn Riley back to third. Oliva in fourth. We got a 4-man race. Alvarez, Riley, Oliva. Collins got to get that mass back on. Hopefully someone mentions that to him. Bell lap, 4:15. See if anybody can go get Alvarez here. Looks like Oliva's going to try and move into second, and he does. See if he's got a last-minute kick. Going to be Alvarez unless Oliva can muster something up. He might be going a little too late. And he is. Alvarez holds on. In about 4:47. Boys shot put results. David Reynolds 52.6. Brandon Glass 50 feet 2 inches. And Rayon Riazzi 44.9. No Max Klein today, but really nice performances out of Reynolds and Glass. And men's shot with the 16-pound college throws, Connor Everidge, 13.10 meters. Cameron Donahue, 11.71. And Salvatore Lando, 11.68. Final section here of the boys' mile. Tim Curtin, Connor Reedy, Nathan Gordano, Joseph Wong, Colton McCain, Joseph Scopanetti, Andrew Lincolnhoker, Tyler DeClerc, Zephaniah Alvarado, Michael D'Angelo, and Will Atwood. That's Tim Curtin, who comes in with 5-minute mile. Nathan Gordano up there as well. That's Nathan Gordano leading about a pack of 6 or 7. Sub 5 seems to be the goal in this race. That's Tim Curtin in second. Moving up on the outside is Andrew Lincolnhoker. We're going to be a little bit over sub 5 pace at 2:33 at the 800, so things will need to pick up here if they have any chance at that sub 5 marker. That's Gordano all by himself. Colton McCain in second. Joseph Wong in third. Nobody helping Curtin out there yet. He's trying to do this all by himself. That's Wong in second. Can't imagine we have a chance at sub 5 anymore. Gordano, Wong. Bell lap here. We would need a sub 35 to get that sub 5 mark, maybe even a 34. That might be a little bit, might be asking for a little bit too much. Looks like it is going to be Gordano holding on here. Wong trying to hold on for second. And Gordano does do it. Sub 450, sub 5, 459. So a nice negative split by him. Proved me wrong. I thought they were way off pace after that 800 meters. And he just does get it. Okay, that's going to take us for a little break from the oval. And we're going to head to the straightaway for the girls' 55-meter dash, followed by the girls' 60-meter dash.
it on the live stream.
That won't do anything.
All right, first section here of the girls' 55-meter dash. Lane 2 is Mia Dansby. Lane 4, Rachel Arthur. Lane 6, Melissa White. And lane 8, Eliana Tweedy. Dansby comes in with a 7:12 top seed time in lane 2, so she's the athlete to watch here. We're off here. Seeded girls 55, late start by Dansby, but she does take over midway through the race, and she's going to win it in a low 7. Section 2, Savannah Pineda, Haley Tolson, Sophia Delvecchio, and Catherine DeFose. Second section is off. Hard charging. Looks like lane 4 held on Haley Tolson. Coming up in section 3, Maria Wood, Gabriela Rosa, Marielle Gaganian, and Casey 2. Another clean start here. Got a tight finish. It looks like that's lane 4, Gabriela Rosa, for the heat win. Section 4, Annabelle Biggs. Lane 4, Savannah Vargas. Lane 6, Isabella Tomic. In lane 8, Abigail Oliveira. Looks like that was Savannah Vargas. Final heat, Hannah Shinzawa, Lucy Picochi, Caroline Shahanan, and Leslie Baker. All right, final results of the boys' mile. Tevin Maniok, 4:26.50. Andrew Cabral, 4:28.28. And Kyle Sarney, 4:31.74. Nicholas Calitri also ran 4:31. Final of the girls' 55-meter dash was Mia Dansby in 7.26, Melissa White 7.39, and Eliana Tweedy 7.39. First section here, the boys seated 55-meter dash. We're going to get to see Jacob Cow again after his crazy quick 34 on a flat track here. Love the t-shirt. Ethan Champlain, Ryan Forrest, and Adonis Garcia make up our seated section. Girls 60-meter dash. Mia Dansbury came back for a 7.82. Sofia Del Vecchio 8.41. And Kathleen DeFose 8.51. Clean start here. Missing one athlete. It's going to be Jacob Kyle. Just depends on how quick. And that was a low 6. Most likely a mid-6. Obviously, just looking at the clock. Would imagine in the 6.5 range. Could be quicker, though. Who knows? Second heat, Johnny Hampson, Matthew Long, teammates at Ashland, Kyle Dargy, and Connor Gilmore. Clean start here. Looks like that's going to be Matthew Long in the center in a sub-7. Section 3, Jaden Daly, Joshua Gion, Kelly DeSimone, and Ben Ayotte. Looked like that might have been on the outside. Ben Ayotte. We'll have all these results for you later. Tough to tell. Okay, Section 4, Lane 2, Hamilton Portillo, Neil Abraham, Alex Landry, and Rowan Hodgson. That's lane 6. Alex Landry for the heat win. Coming up in section 5, Leo Shapia, Jack Rennell, Cole Harris, and Drew Rennell. All right around that 7-second barrier. Meet always slows way down when you get to these straightaway events. After we get through the boys 55s and the 160 heat, or we have 260s, we'll move right into the girls and boys 2 mile, and then we'll end the day with some 4x200 meter relays. Out quick in lane 2 is Leo Shipa. Tough one. Coming up in section 6, Ricky Mestre, Caden Nobrega, Michael Gerfin, and Ryan Riazzi. Section 6. That's going to be lane 4, Caden Nobrega. Section 7, Jared Selby, Mark Machizi, Michael Long, and Cameron Ventura. Looks like that's going to be Mark Machisi in lane 4 for the heat win. Coming up in Section 8, Ricardo Concavas, Josh Garino, Mario Tomic, and Mikey Palazzola. Section 8. It's going to be an easy win for Ricardo Concavas. Sure, he ran a pretty quick time there. Coming up in Section 9 of 11, Angel Penjordane, Jahir Walton, Matthew Princiato, and Joshua Toki. Or Tochi. One of the two. All right, we're off here. It's going to be lane 2. Angel Penjordane for the heat win. Lane 4, I believe that was. Jahir Walton. Okay, Section 10, Ruben Norian, Cooper Johnson, Zachary Oliveira, and Hayden Pike. Section 10 of 11. sure what happened here, but that's just Eli Harmon by himself. So maybe we're missing all the other athletes that were supposed to be in those races. Well, looks like we lost the section. Coming up in the boys 60-meter dash, Alex Arbogast has bumped up from Tewksbury, Joshua Frederick Kofi, Cameron Donahue, and Sean McCombs. Seated section of the men's 60-meter dash. Boys, men. We got a strong boys 2 mile coming up in a little bit. And we're off. And that is Arbogast with an easy win here in what might have been a sub-7, which is an impressive 60-meter dash. Section 2 and final section, Aiden Britt, Chris Morales, Travis Canoni, and Neil Abraham. Then we're up on the oval for the boys, well, girls first, girls 2 mile, then boys 2 mile.
Sorry, I'm just looking at the channel so I can find it later.
Haven't received the boys' 55-meter dash results yet. I believe it was Jacob Cow. Just depends on how quick. I'll let you know when I get those. Just waiting for this final section of the boys' 60-meter dash. Not sure what the holdup is. And then we'll be on the oval for the girls' 2 mile, followed by the boys' 2 mile. It's going to be lane 6, Travis Canoni. All right, girls 2 mile coming up. Sydney Kulik, Ashley Shepis, Simone Harrison, Adrian Christie and Elise Christie of Martha's Vineyard, Ada Gabauer, and Kaylee DeDeco from Barnstable. All right, final results of the boys 60 was Alex Arbogast in 7:19, Travis Canoni 7:43, and Joshua Frederick Kofi 7:50. Boys 55 final results was Jacob Cow in 6:54, Ethan Champlain in 6:78, and Matthew Long in 6:79. Here we are, girls 2 mile. Leading early is Sydney Kulik. We've already kind of separated ourselves from the rest of the field. That's the Deco moving into second to get on Kulik's shoulder. And that is Simone Harrison in third. Just a few meter gap between Kulik and Adeco and Harrison. All evenly spaced apart by about 10 meters. That's Ashley Shepis back there in fourth. Going to have a big 2 mile. Henry Gartner, Colin Queso, Loden Rodriguez, Aiden Ross. All sub 10 2 milers. We could be looking at closer to a 9:30 if the pace is right. At least in the 9:40s, I would imagine. But Sydney Cooley looks smooth up front. DeDeco behind her. Harrison in third. That's Shepis and Gebauer a little further back. Looks like the Christies didn't make it to the 2 mile. I think they ran earlier, so maybe decided to shut it down. A little bit under 250 at the 800. About a 35-meter lead now from Kulik into Deco. Harrison starting to move on to Deco. Final of the girls' high jump results. Sarah Durkin, 410, Kayla Flynn, 410, and Isabel Watson, 4.8. Boys long jump, Alex DeCruz, 21.1 and a half. Omari Guyton, 19.6 and 3/4, and Jordan Emile, 19.6 and a quarter. About 60-meter lead now for Kulik, Sydney Kulik, and she looks strong. Comes in with a 11:40 seed time. She's running all by herself. Looking smooth. To Deco And Harrison still running 2-3. But almost 100 meters, about 100 meters behind Kulik, who's just clipping away right now in the zone. Deco and Harrison now running right next to each other in second and third. Kulik does not look to be slowing down. She still looks like she's in cruise control. We should have a much tighter race in the boys' 2 mile. Kulik should be coming up on the bell lap pretty soon. I think she has 2 laps to go after this. She might have 3 to go. Yeah, that makes a little more sense. Okay, when Kulik hits the finish line on her next one, she has 400 meters to go. The Deco has now broken away from Harrison. About a 30-meter gap there. But here comes Kulik, 2 laps to go, with a chance to lap the whole field. She's going to get Harrison. We'll see if the Deco can make a push here with a little over a lap to hold off Kulik. Deco has 2 to go. Kulik bell lap. Deco will try and hold her off. Try and be the only one that doesn't get lapped here, but Kulik is only picking it up and looks really, really strong. Very nice solo effort from her. It looks like she could have ran even quicker today if she had some competition. Looks like she will lap the whole field here. And she's flying down that home straightaway. Going to be right around 11:30, maybe sub 11:30 here. Nice solo effort, 11:28 for Sydney Kulik. Deco finishing up her race. Harrison as well. Will finish second and third, respectively. All right, coming up in the boys 2 mile. The talented sophomore from Falmouth, Henry Gartner. Senior Colin Queso. From Uxbridge, Loden Rodriguez. Stand out this fall from Marblehead. Sophomore Aiden Ross, also from Uxbridge. Patrick Gray. And I believe Atwood will be in this race as well. Should be a race between Gartner, Queso, Rodriguez, and Ross. Like I said, if this can be a good start and they can, get out in at least 4:50 for the mile, could see some pretty quick times today. They would have to help each other out. And with teammates Ross and Queso in there, I'm sure even with Loden Rodriguez looming, I'm sure they're going to make sure it's a quick pace. And we're off. Boys, 2 mile. That's Aiden Ross. That's going to assume the pacing duties. Rodriguez right on his shoulder. I assume Patrick Gray is going to want to fall off this pace relatively quickly, just so he doesn't get ahead of himself. It will be this 4-pack that are battling today. Ross, Rodriguez, Queso, Gardner, just as we expected. How you going? All right, and Rodriguez is going to take over, so I don't know if these guys talked before about making sure it's an honest race. It doesn't really matter who wins today. So I would imagine they talked and are going to switch off laps here. Look like Ross kind of cleared out to lane 2 to let Rodriguez in. Final results of that girls 2 mile. Sydney Kulik, 11:27. Kali Dedeco, 12:18. And Simone Harrison, 12:27. We're going to hit the 800 at 2:25. So we are right on 4:50 pace. And they are exchanging laps here.
Right.
Just making sure that it doesn't slow down anymore. Getting bunched up here a little bit, which usually means the pace is slowed. Gartner just chilling in the pack, conserving his energy. It's now the Uxbridge teammates 1-2 with Loden Rodriguez in third and Gartner in fourth. That's Casso going to take over the lead. Colin Casso, Uxbridge, takes over from his teammate. So we've now had everybody take a look at the lead besides Gardner. Casso has really picked it up, so we'll see if this breaks anybody or if anybody's down for a challenge. A little bit of a gap now between Casso and Ross. See if they can get back on that pace. And that is going to be Rodriguez moving back on it. Gotta imagine if someone has the ability to go get this win at the end, it's Loden Rodriguez. Flawless fall. Ross falling off the pace, and now we're down to 3 athletes. Casso, Rodriguez, Gartner. Gartner's just been chilling in the back here. And Rodriguez now takes over again. A lot of lead changes. Rodriguez, Casso, and Gartner all still there. Casso thinking about going back to the front. And he does. Gartner's still looming. Single file. Let's see if someone's gearing up for a big kick here. All 3 guys still in it. If I had to take my pick, I would imagine Rodriguez has the chops to go after this and break it apart at some point.
Half mile to go when you come around. Let's go. That kid's coming up behind you. You want to be catching him? That's very nice. Better go.
We got a tightly contested race here, folks. We got Loden Rodriguez of Marblehead. We have Colin Queso of Uxbridge and Henry Gartner, the sophomore of Falmouth. Bell lap. We're going to have some lapping going on here. Hopefully these guys... Oof. Oh, that you hate to see that. Looked like he got out of the way just in time. It's going to be tight. Can Rodriguez hold off Queso? Queso makes a hard move. Oh, and they are in a dead heat sprint right now. It's going to be Casso for the win in about 9:48. So slow down there a little bit. All right, that's going to do it for me today. We hope to see everybody at the MSTCA Cup next week. Like I said, we're offering all events, 200, 400, or 200, 300, 400, 600, 800, 1,000, mile, 2 miles. So pretty much an event for everybody. Have a great weekend. See you next week.